Coming up on the Daily O, a former death row inmate makes his day in court. We have the details on what went down.
And Oklahoma voter information is once again being requested. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Of the Daily O. I'm Kendall May Stark.
And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. Former death row inmate Richard Glossip appeared in court Thursday for a bond hearing, but a ruling is still weeks away. Glossip has been behind bars since his 1997 conviction in a murder-for-hire plot. Last year, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned his conviction and death sentence, ordering a new trial. Prosecutors say they will not seek the death penalty this time, but they are still pursuing a first-degree murder charge. Glossip's attorneys argued he should be released on bond, but prosecutors call him a flight risk and say evidence still supports the charge. Another hearing is set for April 10th.
The Oklahoma State Election Board is once again refusing a federal request to turn over prior voter information. The U.S. Department of Justice has been asking states since last summer for voting rolls, including driver's license and social security numbers, saying the data would help secure elections. Oklahoma officials say state law prohibits the release of that private information. A former assistant attorney general says he is not aware of any federal or state law requiring Oklahoma to hand over the data. Oklahoma officials maintain the state already has safeguards in place to ensure election security and say they are obligated to follow the law as written.
Oklahoma lawmakers are calling on the state superintendent to enforce discipline after student walkouts protesting ICE operations. In a letter, members of the Oklahoma Freedom Caucus urged investigations into teachers who may have promoted or facilitated the protests. Some Republican senators say the issue is about safety and keeping students in class, not the subject of the protests themselves. Democratic leaders pushed back, saying students have a right to free expression and warning against blaming educators. The State Department of Education says districts are handling each situation with student safety as the top priority and that local school boards may enforce their own policies.
As this year's legislative session continues, a bill that would require gun safety lessons in Oklahoma schools is moving forward at the Capitol. House Bill 3312 passed out of committee on a 9-2 vote. The proposal would require age-appropriate firearm safety instruction without live firearm, ammunition, or actual guns. Lessons would also be required to remain viewpoint neutral on political issues like gun control and the Second Amendment. Supporters say the goal is simple: make sure students know what to do if they come across a firearm. But others question whether schools are the right place for that training and raise concerns about mandating the curriculum.
It's a jam-packed weekend for events, so let's check in with Aaron Stinson, who has our weekend preview. Aaron?
Yeah, guys, starting with tonight, it's senior night for Oklahoma State hockey as they take on Nebraska tonight at 7 and tomorrow at 3. Then, tomorrow afternoon, it's Monster Jam at the Paycom Center starting at 1. And finally, tomorrow night, Austin Snell is here in Stillwater at Tumbleweed at 9:30. Well, that's all I got for this weekend. Back to you guys.
It was a beautiful day here in Stillwater, but can we expect clear conditions to stick around tonight? William Manziel is here with our evening forecast. Will?
Yeah, Kendall, you're right about that. It's been a pretty nice day here in Stillwater today. Right now, it's about 72 degrees, and the winds are coming in nice and slow from the west, or from the east rather, at about 5 miles per hour, meaning that real feel's also going to be 72. Looking over campus, we're going to see it's been a nice, clear day, a bit of cloud coverage, but not enough to not allow that sun to come through and give us some more of that heat. Now, it's been a pretty good start to our Valentine's Day weekend, but it's going to get a little rainier as we move into Saturday, but I'll have more for you with that as we get to our radar. But guys, I've really enjoyed this nice weather outside. What about you?
Yeah, I've been loving this great weather, but we'll keep a lookout for that rain, Will. When we return, one apartment complex in Stillwater is now under fire. We have the details on what the problem is.
And the Stillwater Public Library hosts an annual event. The Daily O returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
The city of Stillwater has declared an apartment complex a public nuisance and is moving forward with legal action against its management company. The city council voted unanimously to begin proceedings against Vesta Realty, which operates the 300-unit Remington Ranch complex. Residents say they've gone months without hot water, with some reporting additional heat and maintenance issues. City officials say repairs to the aging boiler system have moved slowly. Only 16 new water heaters have been installed so far, with more than 280 still needed. Tenants told council members they've had to boil water for baths and leave their homes during winter weather. The case now heads to district court as the city pushes for quicker solutions.
The Stillwater Public Library is hosting its annual Drive-Through Shred event on February 28th. The event is free, but donations are welcome to help cover cost. Community members can bring up to 2 copy paper-sized boxes of documents to be shredded on site by Shred Away Shredding. Staples and paper clips do not need to be removed, but attendees must take their empty boxes with them. Library staff say the event is especially popular during tax season, giving residents a safe and secure way to dispose of sensitive documents.
Well, we've had a bit of a dry spell here in Oklahoma, but it looks like some rain may be on the way. Let's check in with Will, who's watching our radars. Will, you mentioned it might be a little bit of a rainy weekend. What are we looking at?
Yeah, Tyler, I said might, but what I meant is definitely it's going to be a rainy weekend. As we see over here, the radar's picked up a lot of rain coming through Stillwater, and the state in general is going to be starting here around 9 or 10 p.m. tonight. We're going to see a good amount of rain pushing through into tomorrow. As we get towards tomorrow, we're going to see the rain is going to continue for a lot of the day. It's going to be off and on. We're just going to skip over Stillwater for a little bit there, but it's going to be coming back in hot and heavy. We're going to have a good amount of rain for our Valentine's Day this year. And as we move into Sunday, we'll see that a lot of the storm systems and rain are going to have cleared out of the state. It's going to get a lot clearer. Some cloud coverage coming through, but nothing much to be concerned about. But just make sure you're looking out for that rain tonight and tomorrow. Now, some things I think you need to be looking out for this week. We're going to be seeing that rain into Saturday. As I said before, it's a big thing to be looking out for this week. We're going to have some cloudy skies as we move into the week. A lot of cloud coverage going on. And lastly, we're going to have some high wind speeds, especially on Tuesday. It's going to get up into the double digits once again. So make sure you're looking out for that. But guys, hopefully your Valentine's Day plans weren't going to be anything outside because it's going to be raining quite a bit.
Don't worry, Will. I don't have any Valentine's Day plans.
Mine might be ruined. I don't know. When we return, a possible shutdown looms over Washington as Congress remains deadlocked.
And the search for Nancy Guthrie reaches week 3. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
The Department of Homeland Security is set to shut down at midnight as Congress remains deadlocked over immigration policy. Senate Republicans failed to advance a long-term funding bill, falling short of the 60 votes needed to break a filibuster. Democrats are demanding new restrictions on immigration enforcement after federal agents killed 2 American citizens in Minnesota. Their proposals include requiring agents to wear identification, obtain judicial warrants before entering private property, and limit the use of masks. The White House says it's negotiating in good faith, but will not accept limits that undercut enforcement authority. Congress is scheduled to return February 23rd, though lawmakers could be called back if an agreement is reached.
The search for Nancy Guthrie is nearing a 3rd week as authorities investigate what they believe may be a kidnapping. Guthrie was reported missing February 1st from her home near Tucson, Arizona. The FBI has released images of a masked man seen on surveillance video approaching her home overnight. Investigators say her doorbell camera was disconnected around 1:47 a.m. and minutes later her pacemaker stopped transmitting data. Blood found on the porch tested positive for Guthrie's DNA. Officials say she has limited mobility and needs daily medication. Possible ransom messages sent to media outlets are still under investigation, and authorities are urging anyone with information to contact the FBI.
Trouble coming out of Washington. Addison Schweinberg has the details on our political polls. Addison?
Yeah, guys. Speaker Mike Johnson is concerned that the Department of Justice is tracking lawmakers' search history. The Department of Justice has been allowing lawmakers to view the unredacted versions of the Epstein files on certain computers. All was well until photos from a House Judiciary Committee hearing showed Pam Bondi with printouts titled Jayapal Pramila Search History. The Justice Department stated that they log all searches made on its system to protect against the release of information. However, no explanation has been given for why Bondi had a printout of Jayapal's search history.
In a good sign for consumers, inflation rose just 0.2% in January, lower than expected. The biggest factor driving prices up last month was housing, along with groceries. Egg prices, a major concern last year, dropped 7% in January, and beef prices also ticked down. However, some items like appliances and furniture saw sharp month-to-month increases, a possible sign that tariff-related costs are reaching consumers. Federal Reserve officials say inflation is moving in the right direction, but caution it remains too high.
The 2026 Winter Olympics are still continuing on, and there's been some movement on the leaderboard. Norway surpassed Italy again, now back in first, receiving a grand total of 18 medals, with Italy back in second, also having 18 medals, but less gold than Norway. The United States is still in third and holding onto that spot with 14 medals, 4 gold, 7 silver, and 3 bronze. Austria rests right behind the U.S. with 12 medals. And in fifth place is Japan with 10 medals.
Cowgirls softball faced another tough slate of games today. Zach Berger shows how the Pokes clashed in Clearwater.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but if not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Zach Berger. Thanks for sticking with us. 2 top 10 matchups earlier today for Cowgirls softball. In Game 1, OSU holds off Texas A&M 9-8. The Cowgirls bats came out swinging, putting up a 5 spot in the first, highlighted by a Rosie Davis 3 RBI double. But the Aggies are ranked 8th for a reason, putting up their own 5 spot in the third. Riley Crandall came in to slow down the Aggie bats, and back-to-back home runs by Carly Godwin and Audrey Schneidmiller put the Cowgirls on top for a top 10 win. But listen, it didn't get much easier at 2 p.m. versus 7th-ranked UCLA. But it was a gritty extra inning fight and win 4-3. Cowgirls in a back-and-forth battle, highlighted once again, there she is, Rosie Davis, getting it done with a 3-run shot. Pokes pitching only allowed 3 runs themselves, and then in the 8th, Jaden Jones up with the bases loaded, grounds 1 to the right side, and the throw home is not in time. What a day for the Cowgirls, taking down the 7th and 8th team in the country. Final game of the tournament is tomorrow morning against Duke. And keeping it on the diamond, Cowboy baseball kicks off their season tonight. The Pokes are taking a trip down south for the Shriners Children's College Showdown at Globe Life Field. Cowboys are getting tested right out of the gate against number 7 Arkansas. This is the 2nd season in a row that the Pokes start their season at Globe Life. Last year, the Cowboys went 1-2 at the Showdown with their single win actually over Arkansas. Be on the lookout for tonight's starting pitcher, left-hander Hudson Barrett from UC Santa Barbara. First pitch is set for 7 p.m. in Arlington. Cowboy tennis is adding an OSU legend back to their coaching staff. James Wadley is coming back to the team as an assistant coach. Wadley was the Cowboy tennis head coach back in 1973 and is the winningest coach in program history. Wadley is starting his 41st year with the program, giving him the longest tenure in OSU athletics history. And listen to these stats. He has 662 wins, 12 conference tournament titles, 4 NCAA Sweet 16 appearances, and 9 ITA All-Americans. You can watch James Wadley in full coaching action tonight at the Greenwood Tennis Center against Tulsa. Now, we talked about tennis, we talked about the diamond sports, but it is another busy weekend for OSU athletics. So Gabriel Morash joins us here in studio to break down these matchups. Gabe, what do we got?
Thank you, Zach. Look, it's a packed weekend for Oklahoma State sports. Hopefully it's going to be as entertaining as the Benito halftime show. Look, I got a little steps in me, but that's besides the point. let's get right into your Cowboy and Cowgirl sports preview. Starting the weekend in men's golf, the Cowboys are headed to the Gator Invitational in Gainesville, Florida. Tournament will be all throughout the day from Saturday through Sunday, so there's plenty of action to watch as the Cowboys tee off, and that's something you don't want to miss. Now to the hardwood. Not sure if I'm earning fashion points with this basketball tie, Zach, but I'd like to think I am. Anyways, in case you missed it, we've got a double basketball header in Stillwater. That's right, the Cowgirls and Cowboys will be playing back-to-back Saturday at the Gallagher-Iba Arena. Cowboys take on TCU at 11, and then right after that, the Cowgirls face off against 16th ranked Texas Tech at 2:30. And baseball season is underway. Like Zach said, the Cowboys are back on the mound starting today, but tomorrow, baseball bedlam is back, baby. Cowboys and Sooners square off in Arlington, Texas at 3 p.m. And then on Sunday, they return to the Diamond where they'll be heading against Vanderbilt at 10:30 a.m. To close out the weekend, Cowboy Wrestling is heading to the mats in Blacksburg, Virginia. Cowboys are just rolling through with a 10-game winning streak. Cowboys go up against the 6th-ranked Virginia Tech, and action is set on the mat at 1 p.m. Look, it's a busy weekend across the board for Oklahoma State, and we'll have all the updates and recaps for you next week. So thank you, everybody. From the Weekend Sports Preview, I'm Gabriel Moras. Back to you, Zach.
All right, Gabe. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. It was liftoff this morning. Kendall and Tyler have who's in space and where they're going right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
About fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
A new yet familiar hero is swinging onto Prime Video. Chance Annis has that in your A-List update. Chance?
That's right, Tyler. Nicolas Cage is web-swinging onto Amazon Prime with the trailer for their new series, Spider Noir. The show follows Ben Riley, a down-on-his-luck private investigator in 1930s New York. He is forced to reckon with his former life as the city's only superhero. The final shot of the trailer shows Nicolas Cage swinging through the city, fedora, trench coat, and all. It is important to mention that this isn't Cage's first time as Spider Noir. He voiced this web-slinger in both animated Spider-Verse films. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am very excited to watch this. And you can check out Spider Noir in either black and white or true hue full color when it comes out May 27th. That's all I have for the A-List update. Back to you guys.
Can't wait to watch it. 4 new crew members are taking to the sky as they head to the International Space Station after an early morning launch from Cape Canaveral. The team lifted off aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket at around 5 a.m. Their arrival will bring the space station back to its normal 7-person crew after a previous mission returned to Earth early due to a medical issue. The crew is expected to dock Saturday afternoon. Once aboard, they'll spend about 8 months conducting experiments, including studies that could support future missions to the moon and Mars.
Now, not to be too cheesy, but it's a pretty great day. It's National Cheddar Day. Cheddar dates back more than 1,000 years to the village of Cheddar in southwest England, where limestone caves provided the perfect conditions for aging cheese. Even King Henry II was a fan, buying more than 10,000 pounds back in the 1100s. Fast forward to today, and cheddar is a staple in everything from burgers and mac and cheese to grilled cheese sandwiches. So whether it's a cheese board or a cook-off, or just an extra slice on your sandwich, today is the day to say yes to the cheddar.
That might have been a little too cheesy, Tyler.
All right.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where William Manziel has our 7-day forecast. Will?
Yeah, guys, and speaking of cheddar cheese, we're not going to be seeing too many sharp changes in temperature this week, as our temperatures are going to be staying with highs of 60s and 70s all week. Now, today our high was 74. We're going to see that rain coming in just a few hours now. That's going to last into tomorrow, where our high is 67. Now, as we move into the rest of the week, we're going to see we're going to have the cloud coverage on Sunday with a high of 63. Those clouds are going to dissipate as we get into Monday with a high of 72. And as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to see a consistent low of 50 degrees and some highs ranging anywhere from 72 to 79. So overall, a pretty nice weekend here in Stillwater.
Well, we've got William, man of a million jokes, Manziel.
So good, every week.
He's got a line for everything, I'm telling you.
I will my best.
You don't only do your best with the jokes, you do your best on the weather, and I like that 7-day forecast. I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, you. Well, we talked about the space launch today, but you all may be wondering what that launch looked like.
We thought we would give you all our live reactions to history being made. Let's cue that graphic.
Let's see what we got.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a big space guy.
3, 2, 1.
Close enough, yeah.
That was good.
Kendall, I think there's a T- in there first.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Well, there goes.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually...
Okay.
I'm kidding. It's like a sun taking off from
Yeah, I can barely
Can't
see
see
it.
it.
There we go.
Solar flare,
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh.
I guess start again. That's,
Wow.
I mean,
That was
that's
really
something.
cool.
That's something. Imagine standing under that when that goes off.
You'd be dead.
You probably never.
What if you got a
probably
suit
aren't
on? You know
allowed.
what I mean? Like you had a suit, you go like watch it. This is me?
not like-
All right, I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
That's a look at today's
Wrap it up for
headlines.
us.
That's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O next week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Tyler Tripodi.
And I'm Kendall May Stark. Have a blessed night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up until 1 hour after the game. At Stay and Play Pet Resort, we thrive to treat your best and give them the best at home feeling.